You want me to put that on my Tudor?
Harry's wife. Another lie. I had no idea. Another lie of Harry's wife. This had been overturned some time ago, but there's more evidence that demonstrates what she said in the past was bullshit. Hardly a surprise, but the evidence mounts up and therefore it's worth examination. It comes courtesy of Mail Online, with an article by Lucia Lamourie and Charlie Langston, which reads with the headline, "What Harry's Wife Wrote About Princess Kate's Wedding 2 years before she met Prince Harry, and how she dreamt of being a royal rebel rather than Cinderella. Debunking claims she knew nothing of royal life." A resurfaced blog post from Harry's wife's now-defunct website, The Tig, reveals her true feelings about royal princesses before she met Prince Harry, and they're not altogether flattering. If you would like to be entertained with regard to a humorous take on the pap that she wrote, then just watch The Stig. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. The entry from 2014, which was written by Harry's wife during her time on Suits, revealed that she dreamt of being a royal rebel, magical thinking, grandiosity, rather than a Cinderella as a child. As she reflected on the pomp and circumstance and endless conversation about the wedding of Princess Kate. Now, Harry's wife, of course, claims she knew very little about the royal family before meeting Prince Harry. We know that that is a lie, and we know that this is a further lie as a consequence of this disclosure appertaining to the blog post. Back then, Harry's wife was an unknown actress on Suits, a cable television program that some people watched, but most people did not. It was neither a hit or well known. Owing to her narcissism, it wanted her to climb higher. It wanted her to seek out success, fame, money, because all of those things would allow her access to the prime aims of control and fuel and character traits and residual benefit to a greater degree. Her narcissism was hungry for more people to control, more fuel to receive. It wanted bigger and better residual benefits. Accordingly, it caused her to think that, well, I could be better than her, and I'd be a royal rebel rather than a Cinderella. Back then, there was little prospect of Harry's wife, of course, joining the royal family. But that wouldn't stop her narcissism from convincing her that it was something that she could be. And therefore, it caused her to believe that it was entirely possible that she would become a royal rebel. Now, of course, many people engage in daydreaming. What would my life be like if? They think about what it might be like being a famous footballer, or if they'd invented something, or if they became rich, or if they were a pop star. But it's just fleeting daydreaming. Some people, of course, want that, and they decide to pursue it as a career, albeit some, or most, never get anywhere near the success that they would like to achieve, and instead they have to undertake something more mundane as an alternative. But there are those which continue to have that magical thinking that they are going to be successful, irrespective of any talent, any abilities. They believe that it's going to come to them. I don't mean the positivity that some people are imbued with. I'm talking about delusion. Individuals who haven't a cat in hell's chance of getting there, but they continue to believe that they can. Harry's wife's narcissism caused her to believe that she could be like Kate Middleton, that she could marry into the royal family, and indeed that did come to pass. But also it caused her to be envious of Kate. Back then, in 2014, even before she had met Harry, she looked on at what Kate had, marrying the handsome Prince William, who was going to become king someday, and everything that was associated with marrying into the royal family. And she was envious of that. She was envious of what Kate had achieved. And there, the first seeds of her being the nemesis were sown. It's demonstrative of how that was planted in her mind to cause her to behave in the way that she has. And it also, of course, demonstrates that she knew plenty about the royal family despite the lie that she advanced that she didn't. The article continues. The entry from 2014 is despite her repeated claims that she had very little awareness of the royal family before meeting Prince Harry, who wrote in his memoir Spare that Harry's wife knew almost nothing about his relatives, clearly a lie, and had never so much as Googled them, another lie. He later said that his wife hadn't known who Prince Andrew was, another lie, and mistook him for the Queen's assistant because he was holding the monarch's handbag. That, in the instance, would be the haughtiness of Harry's wife, asserting control over Prince Andrew by dismissing him as a mere assistant. However, Harry's wife's 2014 blog post, all about Prince William and Kate Middleton's 2011 wedding, suggests that she not only knew exactly who the royals were, but that she'd also formed several very strong opinions about the monarchy and its many traditions, years before she met her future husband. Little girls dream of being princesses, Harry's wife wrote in the post before insisting, I, for one, was all about She-Ra, Princess of Power. Yes. Now again, of course, many young people want to be Batman, Superman, whatever it might be. However, with the narcissist, it goes several steps further. And Harry's wife believes that she could be She-Ra, Princess of Power, the strong, independent, feminist icon that she would become, that makes her way through the world by marrying white men and acquiring their character traits and residual benefits from them. She continued to write, for those of you unfamiliar with the 80s cartoon reference, She-Ra is the twin sister of He-Man and a sword-wielding royal rebel known for her strength. We're definitely not talking about Cinderella here. She continued by noting that many adult women seem to carry on their childhood fantasy of becoming a princess, before making a rather scathing nod to the public fascination and intrigue surrounding William and Kate's 2011 nuptials. Grown women seem to retain this childhood fantasy, she wrote. Just look at the pomp and circumstance surrounding the royal wedding and endless conversation about Princess Kate. Exhibition of envy, smearing. Now, of course, grown women don't retain the childhood fantasy. They would like, some would like, of course, the big wedding. Many do not. It's her that retains the childhood fantasy. But, of course, what she's doing is deflecting her own views by apportioning them to other people. The article continues. Harry's wife's resurfaced 2014 blog post about the royals calls into question yet again her many claims about having next to no knowledge about the monarchy or the senior members of the royal family before she met Prince Harry in 2016. The former Suits star has repeatedly insisted that she knew very little about the royal family. Lie, revision of history. Saying during the Sussex's bombshell primetime interview with Oprah in 2021 that she didn't grow up knowing much about the royal family. Lie, revision of history, despite one of her childhood best friends claiming that she was fascinated by them during her youth. Harry's wife's blog, launched in 2014, was named after her favourite Tianello wine. Recalling her first sip, she wrote, "It was an aha moment at its finest. For me, it became a Tig moment, a moment of getting it." Harry's wife's longtime friend, Suits director and producer Silver Tree, explained in Harry and Harry's wife's Netflix docuseries, when she first was describing the blog to me, she was like, "It's like your best friend telling you all the fun things you wish you knew about in one place." She used the website to share her views on everything from feminism to her passion for philanthropy An avid foodie, she also shared recipes as well as makeup and beauty tips. Yada, yada, yada. Then just talks more about the blog, which isn't particularly interesting. And as I've mentioned, if you want to have more entertainment, I would recommend that you go to my videos, The Stig, and you'll have a good old chortle. Quick dive below the line to see if what people's observations are. Jeff T, like the Queen said, recollections may differ. What she meant was Harry's wife adjusts the truth to suit her storyline. Bitty Baby, she does love her royal title though, and unwilling to part with it. Dr. Lower BCK, a royal rebel would denounce royalty and give up titles, and not accept money from the royal family. Dan, does anybody really care what she thinks? Susan, I wish someone would interview her and question her about inaccuracies from her public statements. What fun that would be. Indeed it would, but she'll never let it happen. Her narcissism will prevent it. Leslie Elizabeth, sobbing on the floor of the kitchen. Drama queen much. Good luck to you, Harry. You're going to need it. People responding to that. All that sobbing and yet claims to be a strong woman. You know she was just peeking out of the window until she saw his car pull up and then created her little drama scene on the kitchen floor so that he'd find her. Totally what happened. A lot seems to go off on the kitchen floor, adds somebody else. Charlie Girl, 79, seriously, does it matter? Apex White Shark replies, yes, it does matter. It's just one more of her many varied recollections. Blobby 2 one way is in with, yes, it does. It destroys her credibility. Mrs. JJH, the Princess of Wales was utterly exquisite on her wedding day and has exuded class. Skippy Lou, I think most of us no longer believe a word Harry's wife says. She also seems to be the personification of the archetypal mean girl. Well, what she is a narcissist, and she has her own version of the truth. Unsurprising observations arising there in relation to Harry's wife, as we would expect. People find her continued lying not a surprise and just further grist to the mill. But once again, it demonstrates the fact of how the things that she's done in the past will now be brought up by people on social media and in the mainstream media to point out that she is a liar. And it continues to dent her credibility as more and more people just shake their head at the lies that she tells. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.